Hello, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be making a double puff sleeves. Okay, I'm using this Ankara fabric, and this is just the fabric I'll be using for the two sleeves. So I would like to just slash this open. This is on fold. Okay, so I'll just cut it open. I've cut it open, and then I'll put this one aside. So the circumference I have here, is about 24 inches. Okay, and that's what I'll be using. So now I can use the whole length of this. Okay, so now the puff sleeve will stop around the elbow length. Okay, so I can make it double of the elbow length. The elbow length I'm working with is 14, so I have 27 inches here, so I'll be using double of that. So now I'll draw an horizontal line here from this point, and I'll measure the bicep length of 5 inches. Okay, and the first place because we'll be using an elastic for this, so the first point I will have to add this, I'll make it at 12 inches, and I have about 13 inches because I'll need to insert elastic at the hem here, so I'll need about 1 inch for that. So now I have about 13 inches for the second half of the puff sleeves. So I'm extending this line, the bicep length and the elbow length now. So because it's a puff sleeves and my bicep circumference is 14, so I'll just use the whole of this. Okay, now if you have more fabric, you can use more. You can double this, okay, to give you more, to make it more puffy, but I'll be using just what I have here, which is 12 inches. Okay, for this. Now I don't need to do any kind of shaping for this sleeve. All right, I'll just simply draw an A shape to meet this. For the sleeve, how to draft the sleeve, I have a tutorial on it, so I'll leave a link below, so if you want to go through all that process. Okay, so this is just a simple one, we'll just run it through. So now, like I said, I'll need about 1.5 inches for the elastic at the hem of the sleeve. Okay, so that's just it, and then I'll just cut this out. I'll need to notch here just so I will know my midpoint, and I'll be replicating this, okay, to make it 2. Now for the lines here, especially the elbow length, I will have to make it appear on the other side, so it will help me when I'm sewing the elastic to it. So that's the length. I'll just simply extend it so it will meet the other line. Okay, opening it now. Okay, so it's not didn't actually meet the other one, so instead I'll extend it like this. So I've made 2 of the sleeves, okay, one for the right side and the other for the left side. So for the second sleeve, I'll just measure 12 inches from the top here. I'll measure 12 inches, that's where the elastic will run, and I'm going to make a straight line to touch both ends of this sleeve. So that's where I'll have my elastic, and I'll fold in 1.5 inches here and then insert the elastic for the hem. Okay, so I have hemmed it using 1.5 inches. This will be a channel for the for the elastic that I'll be using, I'm using this 1/2 inch elastic. So now the bicep circumference for this sleeve is 18 inches. So 18 inches, so I'll use like 14 inches. I'll measure 14 inches, okay, and cut that out. This will be for the bicep circumference. And for the, for the hem here, I will use about 12. I can use 12 inches for it because I don't want it too tight, okay. And the bicep circumference there is 15 inches, okay. So I'll use like 12 inches. You can use 11, but I want 12 inches so it won't be too tight. So I'll use 12 inches here, and this will be for the channel. So sewing on the bicep length, I've already marked out the line. So I'll bring the elastic that I measured 14 inches and I'll take it to the edge here. I'll leave about 1 inch from the edge here, and I'll sew it. While I'm sewing, I'm dragging it. I'll stop about 1 inch to the edge here as well. So I'll take the elastic here, and then whatever excess you have, you can just tuck it in and then you sew it to the end. Now I'll go ahead and insert the one for the hem here. That one I measured 12 inches. So the elastic I measured 12 inches. I'll use a safety pin and then pin it to one end, and I will have to bring it to the hem here and then insert it through the channel that I use as hem, and then I'll be pushing it all the way to the other end. Now you have to be careful that the whole elastic does not disappear, into the channel. So you just push it little by little, and then when you notice that the elastic is closer to the channel, so you now pin it here just to keep it in one spot. Now pushing it in will form a kind of rush, okay, to the other end. So you bring it out this way. And pin this part as well. So we'll now sew it this way and this way and this way before we now use 1/2 inch to do the same, okay. I will iron it open and then we'll insert it to our dress.